But if it is sustainable, then they're willing to pay more.
All right, so now we're going to talk about the target market. Who do we want to sell this to? We're going to focus mainly on men, women, and children between the ages of 13 and 40. Basically, this is the target market we already have. We're not trying to make a new market because we already sell Havaianas. We're just going to introduce a green biodegradable flip-flop. So we're not really trying to change things drastically. We're just going to maintain things very similar to what they are now. Some things will change. So we will target between 13 and 40. 6% of the population in Germany is considered rich and 70% is considered middle class. Rich or wealthy is 200% or more above the average income. And middle class, everybody wants to be classified as middle class, so 76% is pretty much our target market. We're going to be aiming towards this segment of the population. And basically, for this age range, the TV, internet, and magazines are very big. That's where they get most of their information. They get a lot of their advertising and like commercial knowledge off of these three. Recently, it's been the mobile phone has also been growing, so they've been able to access internet and get information from wherever they go. So that's something we're also looking into. I'll talk about that later, but we're also looking into that. And then one of the biggest issues that we have come across is that the younger generations are actually starting to save money. People in their 20s, before maybe they were saving. He said they've always been a saving country. They've always tended to save. But before the economy, they were starting to spend a little bit more. They were starting to get a little bit more loose. But now that the economy is bad and they have negative numbers until 2015, they're starting to save, and people in their 20s are actually starting to invest in retirement funds and invest in pension funds. So they're saving money, and yeah, that's the younger generation. For advertising, basically this is a quote that Marcelo Serpa, he's the head of advertising. He says, "Brazil is a very colorful country. You smell color, you listen to color. As a truly Brazilian brand, Havaianas has to be colorful." That's translated into every ad. They are all different, and yet they all belong to the same campaign. Irreverent, happy, colorful, and Brazilian. Those are the ingredients. So basically you can see they all want to spread the Havaianas flavor, the Havaianas culture, and that's what we're going to go. I'll talk about the next advertising, but advertising will be standardized in a sense. We are advertising a green product now, so it will have to change a little bit. But some examples of advertising that are already being done are TV commercials with famous soccer players. There was one that was during the World Cup. There was a soccer player, and he was looking at a wall in his closet, and he had every country, because they made flip-flops for every country. So he was looking at them. He couldn't figure out which one to pick. He would pick up the Argentina one and be like, "Oh, Maradona, what a great player." He'd pick up the Brazilian one. "Oh, Pelé." He's like, there's so much history behind this. And then his wife walks in, picks a red one, and says, "Here, pick this. It matches your shirt." And then he looks at it, and he's like, "Oh, great," and like puts them on. He didn't like the country, but he goes with it because it matches his shirt. So basically this will show we have history behind our brand, we have some sort of knowledge, and there is a very big variety of colors. You can see here, these are some of the targeting, some of the advertising that they've done. They stick them up in different cities, and then people can walk by and see them. The flower pots, it's that picture over there. They did that, I think, in New York. They had flower pots, and then people would walk around and see the Havaianas. Mobile Havaianas truck, it's something that we sort of came up with to target the mobile phone consumers. They'll be able to drive around, and then if somebody tweets their location, they'll be able to run out and maybe get like a limited edition Havaianas flip-flop. The Sun Chips ad and a Brighter Future commercial are very similar. The Sun Chips ad, I don't know if you've seen them. There's a bag, it falls in the ground, and then 14 weeks later it's biodegraded and the plant grows. So a similar commercial to that is a Brighter Future, where we want to do in the future, where Havaianas, biodegradable Havaianas have existed. You have a very beautiful future, you have green pastures and stuff. But then a problem that exists now is that there are 1.2 million tons of shoes just like being thrown away in Europe every year, sorry. And that's a problem, so we're trying to show how with our biodegradable product, we will have a brighter future.
Promotions. A central focus of Havaianas would be on the extensive use of its products, eco-friendly appeal. In doing that, two of the viable market strategies would be to offer green events as well as eco-friendly competitions that would take place on a number of academic institutes and campus all around Germany. In these competitions, a number of students would be invited to compete among each other on eco-friendly debates. Also, science fair could be generated where students can come up with new ideas, and the best idea for the winning students would be given a pair of free flip-flop as well as a free ticket for a famous band events that would take place in that city. We could also have a Havaianas yearly recycling day where we could get people to collect bottles or trade their old pair. In exchange, we could give a number of the first volunteers a pair of Havaianas. We also intended to rely on these types of strategies by trying to place some famous German soccer players into our advertising. For example, making penalty shootouts competition where who scores the most gets a pair of Havaianas, and would also get an autograph in addition to ensure that the eco-friendly message of our product is generated. German citizens put a lot of focus and take pride in various games in which the country excels. Some of these games including soccer, Olympics, swimming, and so forth. Successful firms have carefully employed famous German soccer stars, swimmers, or Olympians. These firms are showing that their products directly appeal to famous sport personalities.
Distribution. Since Havaianas is already in the German market and already being sold around Europe, we've decided to extend our biodegradable sandal flip-flop line to the stores that already sell them. There are no actual flagship or retail stores only for Havaianas. However, we want to go into department stores and other retailers that sell Havaianas. Also, there are several up-and-coming eco-concept stores that have blossomed throughout Germany in recent years because of the whole green movement. And so we want to excuse me, be able to put our biodegradable sandals into those stores. And since Simple Shoes has a biodegradable flip-flop already and is being sold all over Germany, we do want to be able to place our flip-flop next to theirs in their stores. And also, since Havaianas already has a German and European online website where you can purchase the sandals, we'll also be offering our product on those e-commerce sites, along with several other large European e-commerce footwear sites that already sell Havaianas.
So basically, our market entry, nothing's really going to change because we're already in Germany, so we don't have to enter the market per se. We have to enter with a new product line, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to do direct exporting because that's what we've been doing, that's what they do now, and that's what they've done in other countries. And it also allows us to have greater control of distribution, where we want to sell them and how we want to market our product. And a lot of the costs that come along with having to do this are not there anymore because, like we mentioned in the very first slide, Alpargatas is our parent company, and we already send stuff to them, so we will just be sending a new product to them and they will be helping us distribute it. But nothing will really change in terms of entering the market. We'll just have to market our product a little bit differently. Yeah, so questions?
Thank you. Time for a couple.
I noticed in your competitive assessment that, with the exception of Nike, all your competitors are German. And do you think that, and Nike is American, so they have a advantage with the German-U.S. relationship since World War II. Do you think that that should be at a disadvantage, being Brazilian and trying to grow your market share?
Actually, Germany and Brazil have, for the past 60 years, have had a very strong relationship. There's a lot of Germans living in Brazil, and there are several economic not treaties, but economic agreements between them, as well as cultural agreements, science agreements. Right now they're working on different biodegradable technologies together, along with different new green energy technologies. So I strongly do not feel that there's going to be any trouble gaining market share there, just because there is such a close cultural and business tie between the two countries. And I have more information on that if you need it.
How much does Simple Shoes sell for their biodegradable sandals, and also how much do the shoes cost, and how much are they selling in Germany?
Okay. Simple Shoes in the U.S. are at, they're flip-flops. They have a whole range of shoes that are biodegradable. Their flip-flops are around $30 in the U.S., but in Germany, they're around 40 to 50 euros. And so our flip-flops will be actually much lower as a price point compared to Simple Shoes. However, ours are made out of rubber, and they will look exactly the same as the sandals that we're already manufacturing. Whereas Simple uses like old tires and bottles and things like that. So they actually look very different, but it is the same biodegradable concept.
One more question.
So how do you plan to address the different markets within Germany, like the different consumers that represent the different parts of the country?
Yeah. Sorry. How do you can you repeat the question?
There's different consumers in the north, the south, the east, and the west. There are different cultures. They have different needs. How are you planning on catering to the whole country?
Yeah. Well,
per se?
basically, we sort of did some research, and everybody in Germany is big on recycling. I don't think it was in the presentation, but recycling for them is huge. They have 4 or 5 different colored bins just to recycle plastic bottles. So recycling for them and sort of the green aspect is huge to every German. And we plan on going into different green boutiques. We also plan on going into higher end, middle, different stores. And also we're trying to appeal to the student population, the students that have traveled and have already seen them. So if we're able to attract those students and go into different universities and stuff, we should be able to reach every demographic that we're aiming to get.
Okay, thank you very much.